excited to be here with none other than Ms. Jordan Wright. She is a creative. She is passionate. She serves her community and she is chasing her dreams. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Welcome to the podcast, Jordan.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm excited for a lot of different reasons because this young lady is spicy. She has a lot of sass and personality and passion. And I'm so excited to have this conversation.
Thank you. I'm excited as well. Thank you so much.
Yes. I always like to start with a little icebreaker because, it can be a lot, like putting yourself out there, especially in this kind of creative space. So my question to you is, how would you describe Jordan in elementary school? Younger Jordan versus Jordan today. Is she the same person, or how was Jordan when she was younger?
Okay. Let's see. So Jordan or Nikki? Can I say that?
Oh my God, that's right, Nikki. Who was Nikki? Who is Nikki?
So Nikki in elementary school was pretty much the same. Friendly, still sassy, prissy, like all the girly girl things. And I feel like that's still me. Of course, Jordan is my biological name. Nikki is the name my grandfather said. My middle name's Nicole, but my grandfather's like, we're going to call her Nikki. But as I matured and evolved, I was like, let's just go by Jordan. In college, all my professors call me that. So we're stuck with Jordan.
Okay.
But yes, Nikki, same person. It's just when I was in elementary school, everyone called me Nikki. She was prissy, a girl's girl, all the things.
I absolutely love that. I forgot about that. I think when we were working together, I think there was something that you mentioned and you said something like your friends were like, Nikki this? And I was like, who's Nikki? And you said, my friends were like, who is Jordan?
Right, exactly. Yep, still to this day.
I think that's so great. I mean, some people are like, is it your alter ego?
It's not,
no, it's you.
Yeah.
It's you. It's just different versions of you.
More mature. Jordan is the more mature version of little Nikki.
But do you get to be Nikki still?
I do.
Are you Nikki with your family? Like, where are you Nikki?
So my closest friends, my family, anyone I went to high school with and below, still call me Nikki.
Okay, gotcha.
Still to this day, if I was working, and a mutual friend from high school was working with me, and he was like, why are they calling you Jordan? It's like, bro, that's my name. He's like, I call you Nikki, so I don't want them to be confused, but yeah.
Oh, okay, so I love that. I do not have any, like, family names necessarily, so I can't 100% identify with that. I go by my middle name, so Lacey is not my first name. I go by Lacey, but everybody calls me Lacey, so it's not like that the same level of special as you.
I got you.
But I do love that. My sister, funny story, not so funny story. My sister went by her first name up into third grade.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then she switched it and she said my name.
Oh, and is okay.
And then she proceeded to always be called by her middle name. Okay. And I think it's not the same, but it feels very similar because it's like, certain people will call you certain things. So that's cool that you have Nikki. You still get to nurture Nikki.
Oh, yes.
That's good.
Yes.
I love that. So I guess my follow-up question is, do you still feel like you get to be Nikki in certain spaces, or is Jordan similar to Nikki, or are there differences?
There are some differences.
Tell us
so
what
like
they are.
Nikki is just more the family-oriented childhood friend. Just chill, calm, which I think it's the same. But again, Jordan is becoming, still maturing.
Ooh, snaps for that. Okay. I love becoming because the podcast is called The Joyfully Free Journey. And just how I got to that was very much so I thought it was something to attain.
Right.
And to be and to strive for. But becoming, it's all about becoming. Yeah. It's about the journey, not necessarily the end destination. Right. And that's what I want to talk to you about today because, we all are on this journey. And I think sometimes, and this is society, this is our culture, this is also a little bit of social media. We really elevate the end result. Like, for example, I can't wait to post about this. Right. If we don't take a picture, if we don't post about it, it didn't happen. Right. I can't wait to show people what I did, what I bought, what I'm doing, this next level, like next level unlocked.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that at all. However, I think we should have more conversations, more real conversations about what it took to get to that next level, because we can all learn from someone's journey.
Exactly, for sure.
So that's kind of why I wanted to do the podcast and talk with you, because I want to know about this blog.
Okay, so
and another thing.
Yes. Honestly, it's a passion project. I journal a lot.
Okay.
In my phone and several journals. And one day I was just like, let's share. Like without putting, I love to be transparent, but some of my blogs are literally journal entries that I take and I kind of make it so that other people can relate.
Okay, gotcha.
I am private. There's one thing. I like to be transparent, but I'm still private. So I like to share, but in a way that people can relate. And yeah, it actually, another reason I started is to test my discipline, because starting and stopping is a thing.
True.
And I just started it last year. And I had a moment where we haven't, posted any blogs in a while. So I just have to get back to it. Yeah. But I love it. It's literally, like I said, just a passion project for me right now, where I can just share my thoughts and bring people along for the journey.
You know what? That's so cool, because I think I recently heard a sermon, and I can't remember who the pastor, preacher, speaker, teacher was. But it was like, this is the year of the creative. And I kind of ran with that, because this is my year to restart my dream as well through the podcast. Yeah. And I think that even though we don't do things for society, I think shifts in society do make room for things that some people have been doing to just come to the forefront. The creativity that I'm seeing right now, blogging, podcasting, influencing, you can use your platform for personal gain or for other people's benefit. Let's not get it twisted. Everything isn't worth looking at and sharing. However, I just think there's so many more opportunities for people who are creative and who do communicate and express themselves in that way to get a little bit more permission to be more free and not have to hide what they're doing. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know why I said that, but I just love the fact that you have leaned into your passion.
Thank you.
So, do you feel that your passion is a way to not only, of course, like share with others, but also to better understand yourself?
Oh, for sure. For sure. So even like I said, a lot of my blog posts are journal entries.
Okay.
But it's something from going to something I may have wrote in my journal 2 years ago.
Really? That far back? Yeah. Okay, cool.
And like, you're still feeling some of these things here. What are we doing to not feel that way, or just being more self-aware where I am now versus where I was 2 years ago. Yeah. I enjoy like just going back sometimes. And sometimes again, there are newer posts, but a lot of some of my blogs have been things I've written about 2 years, maybe even further than that.
That's so interesting. I was literally just talking with a girlfriend yesterday about some things that she was going through. And I just randomly asked her, have you thought about journaling? And she said, people keep telling me to journal.
Listen, it's therapeutic.
Okay, tell me. Okay, because everyone is different. I've heard of people leaving themselves voice notes.
I do that too.
Right? I've heard of people doing notes in their phones. I don't know what else I've heard of recently outside of a physical journal, like just some kind of like digital journal. Can you tell me like a little bit of the benefits of just that level of processing your thoughts or even just self-reflection? Do you consider it to be a form of self-care?
For sure. I'm gonna be real. So what you said, the voice notes, and I got this from my dad. So he was like, Nikki, sometimes you just got to get it out.
That's true.
Yeah, for sure. So let's just say in a situation where you may feel, well, I have felt, sometimes you want to get back.
Old Nikki, not mature Nikki.
That's Nikki.
I'm not saying Jordan and Nikki, both of y'all. Both of y'all.
I don't have multiple personalities, I promise.
Right. Sorry. That was just a joke.
But no, I like to record myself sometimes to hear myself, because I'll hear my tone.
Okay.
And it's like, you came from that wasn't a positive place you're coming from. So again, it's being self-aware and checking yourself. Like that's therapeutic for me, because I'm not always right. I'm wrong sometimes, but hearing myself speak when I record myself, it's like, nah, girl, I'm glad you didn't say that to somebody.
And that's good because sometimes we don't always have the people around us. I'm big into, I wouldn't call it like a council of advisors. Someone once that I spoke with was brilliant, and she mentioned having like a council of advisors that she kind of ran certain parts of her life. But she was single and she was really trying to like progress in life, and she wasn't trying to wait on a romantic relationship to move forward in life. But what you're saying is like in the moment that you might be trying to reach back to a not so mature version of yourself, checking, like kind of like making that mental pause, getting out what you feel in a healthy way rather than maybe doing it in an unhealthy way.
For sure. 110%.
That's really what they teach us. And within my studies, I learned a lot about just the fight or flight response that a lot of us may not even know that we're dealing with. You know, sometimes when we have an adverse experience, it's not even necessarily like this deep trauma, but it's like something that happened that we weren't really anticipating, that we can really go into this fight or flight mentality. So we either are going to retreat and say, oh, I can't deal with this, I'm out. And so that pausing, that's very much so in alignment with like a psychological response, like a mental health, like a very healthy response. And that pausing, breathing, getting out, writing out, speaking out, and then listening back. And so then you know how you can adjust your response.
For sure. Because there's been days in the past that we didn't always respond in the most healthy way.
But we're growing and we're on our journey.
We are.
Look at us. We're on a journey. I love that. Sure. Yeah. And I think that's why it's so important. I feel like these conversations are so important because we're not there. I think just the other day, I was in a situation where something happened and I was not pleased, to say the least. I didn't really understand the email that I got, the response. It wasn't like it was a bad response, but it just kind of came out of the blue. Yeah. And so when that happens, I'm very like, even though my life may not seem as such, I really value order. I'm very meticulous. I really just like a process. Yeah. It just helps me feel safe.
For sure.
And so in that moment, that just kind of, it didn't change anything, but it just threw my thought process off. And I said, I wanted to go and just kind of shoot back. You know, those emails will get you in trouble, or a text message that you cannot take back. I do appreciate being able to edit text message, but we really shouldn't have to get to that point. Right. So anyway, I typed up my response and then I took a pause. I did read it through. I took a walk. I'm growing.
Yes, growth.
I took a walk. I wrote up my response like in a hurry. And then I said, okay, maybe I'll delete that. Okay, delete that. I took a walk, talked to someone that I trusted about the situation just to get a different perspective. Right. And then I think I also included like an AI tool to just clean it up. I copied and pasted everything and I said, make it professional.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for AI.
Yes, God. Oh, God, we thank you. You know, some people were a little scared. I was a little scared about AI at first. I said, what is happening to our brains? Are they turning to mush?
Oh, my goodness. That was me. And now I use it frequently.
I feel like it's a really helpful tool, especially when you're looking for another perspective and a person isn't there. Yeah. Now, I do not take away the power of a personal connection like this. I love this. But listen, we don't always have our friends at every beck and call. So I do appreciate that. Yeah. Well, that's really neat. That's really neat. So you're on this journey. You're on this self-discovery journey, re-engaging with your creativity and doing all the things. I would love to know how you are embracing this season of your life. What does it look like? What is Jordan? Who is Jordan right now, and who is she becoming?
Oh, that's a great question. I couldn't think of this topic being coming at a better time because of certain pivots I have encountered recently. So Jordan, I think I don't really know how to answer this. I'm just becoming, I think, more of who God has called me to be. And I say that because I'm getting back in tune to who I really am and going back into doing the things that pull on my heartstrings, passion, purpose,
Great.
working with children and families again.
Hmm.
And I miss that. Granted, in the past, I think any job you may have, you're able to walk in your purpose some kind of way.
Absolutely.
But I think with a recent pivot, I'm able to get back to what I know God has called me to do, and that's working with children and families. So that's my ultimate.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. And I'll be honest,
Mm-hmm.
I've had my own transitions as well,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not easy.
For sure.
So I feel like, even you saying that you're getting back to who you are, I feel like that's the beauty of transition.
Right.
While scary,
For sure.
it can really show us who we, who we are and who maybe we're not so happy that we are, and then help us get back to
for sure.
the basics. That's interesting. I think in my recent rediscovery of self, I decided to go back to school. That was just, I decided to go back to school, and I honestly did not know what I wanted to study. I just felt a tug. Honestly, I felt like it was the Lord saying, like, are you going to do this? Because I had toyed around with it, looking at different programs. I was like, okay, I can do organizational leadership. I can do project management. I can do, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I just feel like I'm a voracious learner, and I needed to get into something new and just kind of shake things up, because I was feeling a little stagnant from a personal development. Not like in life, but I just was like, I know that I could do a little bit more. And so how can I challenge myself, learn something new, and just grow my capacity?
Yeah.
And so grow my capacity. Listen, be careful when you talk about prayers of growing your capacity, because something will change and it may not be expected. However, it will be for your benefit. Right. And so I found that in this part of my journey, I've been just learning how to be okay with not knowing everything. Now, that is very difficult for myself.
Yeah.
Wanting to plan and having things under my control. But I do feel like it's an opportunity to be vulnerable in a way that when I don't know something, I feel very unsettled.
Yeah.
But it's also exciting, because if you're on a journey, then if you know everything, it's not really adventurous or spontaneous.
Right.
So it has its perks as well as its challenges.
No, that's awesome. And I think another part, everything you just said, literally, I felt that last year.
Really?
Swear to you. To the point where I was watching a podcast, and there's this one lady who was on Dear Future Wifey podcast, Brittany Noel. And her podcast, her episode stuck with me, so I started following her. So last year, I realized she had a personal development course or class she was doing, and I invested in myself. It cost a little much.
You better bet on yourself.
I did, and it was an 8-week personal development course that I took. It was about 8 other ladies in it that I did not know, but I think that really catapulted me into another space of confidence, of just knowing who I am and remembering whose I am. Because you get stagnant, you're like, Lord, what is going on? This isn't it.
Yeah.
So that, I do think that 8-week course really helped me. It was very beneficial. So I'm grateful to taking the chance on myself and investing in myself. So I'm always doing for others. So that was the one thing that I was like, do this for you.
I think that's good. And a lot of people struggle because you're going back. You've been in the helping field, but you're going into hands-on helping people. And part of the studies that I was doing is I had been in the ministry space for so long, and I realized that, burnout is a really big thing. And especially for people who help others, it's even more imperative to pour into yourself, because you're giving out at a much faster rate than maybe another industry or another profession. And by helpers, I mean teachers, people in ministry, nonprofit, who are people who are community leaders, people who are servicing others often. And so, that's amazing. I'm so glad that you bet on yourself and invested in yourself.
Yeah. We're going to do more of that this year.
I love that. Yeah. Do you have I know we were talking before the podcast and I was telling you a little bit about my 2 words of the year are intentional and then surrender. And those are kind of big and scary words considering the areas that I've already seen them making their presence known in my life. Do you do anything like that with like words of the year or how you get ready for the new year or, even reorienting yourself during your pivot?
For sure. So interesting enough, in my blog, I made a blog post about 2025 and 40.
Ooh.
Yeah. So on my 40s, okay, Jordan, it was discretion, discipline, determination. What is my 4th D? Oh, goodness.
You said discretion, discipline, determination. If you know a D word, put it in the chat.
It's in
Dexterity.
The blog.
No, they're going to have to read the blog. Okay. Nice teaser. I like it. Like it. So what made you come up with 40s?
Honestly, so every year I pick a word.
Okay.
Now I will say the word becoming is sticking with me for other reasons, but that'll come out eventually too. But this year, I don't know. I just being in, I guess, the creative space and talking with the Lord about it. It's like, okay, how are you going to describe this year? What are the goals you want to accomplish? So those words will help me reach my goal, even to the point where I made a personal mission and vision for what I want 2025 to look like.
Wow.
So yeah, if I had my phone, I'd pull it out. I have my 4Ds on my lock screen along with like a vision board. Yeah, I have a digital vision board that I can see daily to make sure, okay, whether it's friendships, romantic relationships, passion projects, jobs, careers, travel. It's all there, so I can see it daily.
I love that. Yeah. So I recently, vision boards have been big for many years, but someone challenged me last year to be a little bit more intentional with it. And I did one on my lock screen too. So I have mine here. Okay, so this is last year, and I did not feel like I hit those. So I just, I just kept it. Yeah, listen, it's no shame in my game. Right. I realized I'm still on target. Yes, I just got a little detour. Okay. So yeah, I have it on my light screen too, and a couple of things that are on mine. These were my words for last year, but I had balance. That was my first word that I got. I got humility next. I got transparency, and then I think I got authenticity. And this was like in an 18-month span, because sometimes my words of the year come around my birthday, which is in June. Rather than January, because I'm like kind of trying to go with my age.
Yeah, I got it.
And so for this one, I put, that's interesting. That one out. One thing that I did put was like cup of coffee and a Bible. Like I wanted to be more intentional with that. I put the number of episodes that I wanted to record. I put joy just because I really want to re-engage my joy, and that's one of the words that I love, especially around my my podcast and just what I'm trying to do. Pilates. I tried Pilates last year.
How was that?
I really enjoyed it. I did Pilates pre-pandemic for a while, just via YouTube. And I was like, is this doing anything?
Right.
It turns out it really was.
Oh, yeah.
It was doing stuff I didn't really realize. But of course, the class, they have reformers and it's really different. So my pocketbook didn't like Pilates because I got off my little plan and then got really expensive. Yep. So what happened was for Christmas, I had the little Pilates machine under the couch. So I got that little, I guess people said it's viral. I don't know that it was, but I did see it all over my social media. So I guess it was viral. Right. It's a little.
I love that. Come on, tone up.
I'm trying to tone. So yeah, that was Pilates. And it just helped me focus in on things that were important that maybe I had forgotten because I've been so busy.
Exactly.
Busy caring about other people.
You got to get back to you.
Yeah, busy chasing my dream about going back to school. And then, of course, it said class of 2024. And I finished in 2024. And then just some other things, self-care, game nights with friends. So those things were a lot easier than like the number of episodes that I want to record. But we are on the journey. We're on the journey.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I didn't say all that for that, but I am curious. So we're both on this journey of rekindling our purpose, chasing our dreams. Why do you think that it is important to follow your dreams. Like for a person that said, I don't really know if that's really important enough to do. I'm busy. It may not make money.
Right.
It may not be income generating, because we're all about these multiple streams of income. In this economic climate, we need more income. Yes. However, there is something to be said with following your passions and letting those generate income. What are your thoughts on, what would you say to a person who is struggling with whether or not they should bet on themselves or invest in themselves or even pursue that dream that they feel like might be a little bit not practical to pursue?
I'm still there.
Okay.
So I would, if I'm giving advice to someone else, I'm gonna give it to myself also. Just do it.
Yeah.
Put your best foot forward. Regardless, you're taking a step, whether it's a success or a failure.
Sure.
It's still a step forward.
Yeah.
So just do it afraid, and it's okay if, again, it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
It's still, you take it as a lesson and keep growing, keep going. Yeah. It's a part of the journey. Embrace it. So that's what I would say. Because again, I think I'm on that journey myself.
So good. I think we put so much pressure on ourselves to have it all together and all figured out when most people are just trying to figure it out themselves, and it might look more polished to us because we're not in their shoes.
Right.
I mean, so many people that I've seen in the past couple of months, let me just be honest about the limiting thought. So my initial thought about podcasting, it just was really, really heavy on me in 2020. We're the pandemic. We're all trying to figure out what is going on with our lives. And there's all these ads for like, the original platform that I was on was Anchor FM.
Okay.
And so I was listening to Spotify. They made a merger with Anchor FM, and there's all these ads about start podcast. And so I just like thought about it. And I thought about it.
Yeah.
But I didn't do anything. I think people call that analysis paralysis, right? So I was just thinking like, oh, that would be such a fun idea. But I don't know how to start. I don't know what to do. I don't have it all figured out. And so I literally drug my feet for almost 2 years. And it was at the end of 2021, in the middle of launching a church campus. I said, you know what? I told no one. I just popped up and had an episode, and my family was like, wait, you have a podcast?
Yeah.
I said, I do. I decided I wanted to do a podcast, and they were like, good for you. But they were also like, why?
Yeah. Good for you.
Because it was a passion. It was something that I really felt that I really wanted to pursue.
Yeah.
All that to say, got a little scared.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of imposter syndrome that came along with it. I was like, why would anybody listen to this?
Right.
Who am I? What platform do I have? Or what would I talk about? I had at one point I had like a whole 12-month plan. Never reached out to a single guest because I was like, why would they say yes?
I get
why would they say yes?
I get it.
That's crazy. So a lot of times we're even stopping ourselves.
Yeah, for sure.
By, the analysis paralysis, but also the imposter syndrome and also the what is it? The thing that, fear of either failure or fear of success. Did you know that fear of success is a thing?
Why is that a thing?
Why is fear of success?
Wrong? It could go so right. Well, why don't you try it and see? Yeah. I don't know why that's a thing, but it is real. Yeah.
I can't believe that. Here, I'm going to make sure that this is off so there's no more things. I honestly can't believe that because we self-sabotage. So much. And it's really not intentional. Right. I think we think we're doing ourselves a favor. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
I have enough on my plate.
Yeah.
I don't really have to pursue this thing because, that's going to take more time away from my family. Yes. That's going to take more time away I'm already doing a, however many hours a week job.
We give ourselves all these excuses not to start. That's what that is.
Yes. But why do we do that though?
I have no idea. It's just a fear, I guess. But we just have to put your big toe in the water.
That's what you said to me. You said, I'm doing this podcast, but I'm going to put my big toe out there. I said, you better put that big toe out there.
Yeah. We're stepping out of comfort zones.
Comfort zones. That's so good because comfort zones really can be that thing. You know, sometimes we think, and at least for me, I was talking to someone the other day, and back not too long in the not too distant past, that people were like, "Oh, my haters," and "Oh, those people." You know, it's we're not taking responsibility, guys. We're not taking responsibility for the things that we're doing, and people are just telling us the truth, and we're not making wise decisions. However, sometimes we are our biggest obstacle. Just getting out of the way, allowing what is in us to come out. And might I just say that what is in us is God-given.
Exactly.
Whether or not we recognize it, whether or not we use it, for all creativity is God-given. Yeah. And so even if we don't recognize it because we're not in an industry that I would correlate with God. No, if you're in this place, you're meant to make a difference in that place and use what is in you to make it better. However, like, we just get in our own way.
Yes.
We trip what have you done to help fight that fear? Like you said, do it afraid. What did you have to, what were you afraid of?
Failure.
Okay.
Rejection. Yeah. And different avenues. And for me, it's not just about passion. Like, I'm still single. So I wasn't dating. No. So the fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of, like you said, success. This could go very well.
And then what do you do? Then you have to make a big decision or something?
Just take a step, you know? And I think I'm doing that more frequently. Or sometimes I've been pushed into it because I wouldn't do it myself.
Okay.
And I'm grateful for the support, the friends I do have that can speak life into me when I forget. So I think that matters too. Your circle, your tribe, having people push you into your purpose sometimes. So that's what I would say. Do it afraid. Get out your comfort zone. But make sure you have like that support, a supportive group of people around you to push you into it sometimes.
I would agree. I would agree. And you mentioned being single. Why did you mention that? Were you saying like for the
fear of, we were talking about the fear, so the rejection part.
Did you think that someone would see you and not see you as worthy, or they would say, why is she doing that? She should be focused on something else. I'm just curious.
Why did I bring that up? Just the fear of rejection. But I said that because I get in my own way. Even with that, I have no idea what that's about. But we're dating now.
More information offline. Love that. No, but honestly, that's true. And I do, since you brought up relationship status, I really think that whoever we're in relationship with, be it our close friend group, our support system, or a romantic relationship, we owe it to ourselves, of course, to follow our dreams. But I think we owe it to the people who love us too, because we're going to be a better version. We're going to show up in a different way. We're going to show up more confidently.
Yeah, exactly.
You invested in yourself, and now you can show up wherever you go, no matter where you go, you carry that with you.
Yeah, for sure.
And I do believe that even in my own journey of healing and overcoming things like anxiety, I can't say that I've overcome imposter syndrome, but I really have gotten a better handle on the imposter syndrome side of things, and even just being afraid to start something like this, or being afraid to go back to school, and how am I going to balance that with my full-time job? Like, that was why balance was one of my big words in the last year and a half, was because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. But being open enough to be vulnerable and let people know that I need their support has been great for me. And then also being open to trying something new and stretching outside of my comfort zone. Because I find that when I do that, and I would dare say when we let's go on the journey together. When we collectively do that we become more refined, a more resilient version of ourselves, and we can show up more authentically. Which is part of the Joyfully Free. I feel like freedom is not just this one-time thing that we get. We have to constantly fight it. Fight for joy, fight for freedom. And I feel like a big way to fight for freedom is to be authentic to who we are. When we don't, when we're not, and especially me, when I'm not being authentically me, I do not feel free. I feel very stifled. I feel like I'm playing small.
Shrinking yourself.
I'm not taking up space. And honestly, I'm doing the people around me a disservice. So it's not really, it's for them, but it's really for us, but they benefit.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
I do agree. Yeah. Wholeheartedly.
It's so interesting, this journey that we're on. I don't know exactly if people are who might be watching are like, okay, what is this journey that we're on? Someone asked me that the other day, like, what is the journey? I said, that's a good question. What journey? I think, what journey are you on?
Right, exactly.
What journey are you on?
We're figuring it out.
Yeah.
We're figuring it out.
I feel like I'm on a journey to being more authentically myself, more free in my expression and the things that I allow myself to try. And I think that I am being stretched to think outside the box.
I love that.
What journey do you think that you're on?
I'm gonna go back to that becoming word, the journey of becoming, and multiple avenues. I'm like, you called me a creative when you introduced me. And I'm I've always said I don't have a creative bone in my body, but I have to stop speaking that way.
That's true.
So being creative, just being the woman that I want to show up as. Again, becoming her, becoming the woman God is calling me to be in all aspects, business-wise, a better friend, a better daughter, and a better me for me. That matters. Like showing up for, like you said, when we don't show up as ourselves, we do with the people around us a disservice. So I'm learning to get back to me and what makes me happy, and just taking myself out. Like, okay, do you still like to do this? I asked myself, purple was always my favorite color.
Okay.
Is purple still your favorite color, Jordan? Because I think I love red now.
Okay.
Like, just rediscovering who I am. That's the journey of rediscovery and becoming. There we go. Had to talk through it.
I love that. Wow, what a soundbite. Wow. I think that really is, that's great. And I love that question came up in such a natural way.
Yeah.
I think, we can always prep and we can always say, oh, these are the questions we're going to ask. But that was just so beautifully said. And I appreciate that. I just hope that anyone who is watching is encouraged because we are on this journey together. We are all becoming and we're becoming different people, different, better versions of ourselves. And I love that is the journey that you're on. I love this.
I'm excited for what's next for you and for me.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I am excited too. I had this picture in my mind. I referenced when I originally felt the nudge. Let's just say nudge, because I wouldn't say it was like this big urge. It was just like, what if I started a podcast? What if? It was just asking the question. So when that happened, I was like, I don't know. I don't have it all figured out. And that was kind of a major obstacle for me. But now I don't even know what it could be. There are so many more aspects. I went back to school. I ended up back in a local ministry, and that really was unexpected as well. And just even trying to say, like, yes, even though I'm here, that's not all that I am.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's, for a long time, that was my mindset. And it wasn't very entrepreneurial, but it was just where I was at the moment. It's just like, yes, what I'm seeing is all that there is. And that was a negative confession that I actually had to renounce and like speak the opposite. So I would say to myself, like, I can see beyond, well, in spiritual terms, I would say I can see beyond the natural into the spirit realm. What I see is not all there is. There is just the beginning, or there's more to my story, or I am all the things that I didn't think about myself. So I took those automatic negative thoughts and then I spoke the opposite. So I was like, I am, like you said, I am a intentional friend. I'm an intentional daughter, family member. I was saying all of it. I said, I am a wife.
Yes.
I am a mother. I am joyfully free.
Yes.
Like I was doing all the things.
Yeah, I love it.
And it was transformational. And I actually need to get back to that because, as we continue through our journeys, there's different things that come up that we have to battle. And so I'm I'm even in telling you this and telling you guys this, I'm like, okay, I need to figure out what negative thoughts are maybe I'm going through right now or trying to linger so that I can speak the opposite.
Yeah. I love it.
I knew that I was going to learn something from this.
Yes, of course.
I knew it.
Talking it out.
I knew it. I knew it. I wanted to ask you another question about what's next. So I know that might be loaded. Go with me here. So like in Jordan, without limits, without fear, without any boxes. What do you see? What would you like to see? While you're thinking about that.
Yeah, that's a great question. Okay, I would like to see Jordan continuing to show up as her authentic self. 110%. I think sometimes I still shrink. So Jordan would be confident in her walk. Jordan is a wife. Jordan is a business owner. Jordan is making a difference in others' lives through impact. Whether that's, again, I have a heart to serve women in some capacity. I have a heart to serve children and families in impoverished areas. And I don't know, it's a tug on my heart lately for Black men. So I'm not sure what that'll look like, but I have different avenues under what God has given me that's in my journal that eventually it will come to pass. We'll see it. We'll see it. Yeah. And just again, showing up for me, being me, and not worrying about who accepts it. That's a big thing for me. So yeah, that's what I see.
That's beautiful.
Full of joy.
Yes, full of joy. Yes. I think that that's such a great, just a segue into how you help. So I had the pleasure of working alongside you for several years, and you came out of the social services industry and you're pivoting back into working with children and family. What is your hope for your clients that you would see? I know that it's a good pivot for you, but it is also you're stepping into something new. What is your hope that as you serve them, what do you want to deposit in them as a result of your service to them?
So for the children aspect, it would be to give them an example of something to look forward to. And I say that because sometimes these families, they go through a lot and they don't see, especially in our community, sometimes, well, all communities, but they don't have an example of something to look forward to.
Wow.
So that matters to me in the mentoring side, but just in the family and children side of what I'll be going back into with social services, just realizing there's more. Family is important, and just being a beacon of light to them outside of giving them resources to help them, because ultimately it's for the children's well-being and permanency and safety. But outside of that, just being that light.
Nice.
Yeah, that matters. It really does. I'm learning a big part of that is meeting people where they are. If you come in and try to, you need to do this, this, and this, people aren't going to hear that.
Yeah.
But you come in and again, be authentically, you got a job to do, but be authentically you and allow them to just feel free and comfortable enough to say, hey, I messed up. Okay, thank you for being here. So now let's get back on track.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's something I want to leave with the families.
I love that. I love that. I feel like for those who are watching this podcast, what I want to leave with, our viewers and the people who are watching this playback would just be permission. I love that. I mean, I am a huge fan of Pastor Dr. Jackie Green. I love her. Yeah. And her whole banner is just very much being giving yourself the permission that God is giving you to be who you are. Yeah. And I love her books. I love her podcast. I love her coaching. It's really great. And I would say that, for anyone who is watching who was inspired by this and is has a passion on their heart to step out, but might be a little timid. I just want to say you can do it. Not that you need me to say it, but you know that here. Yeah. Know in your heart that you have permission. Know in your heart that you are authentically yourself for a reason, and that the people around you need you to show up. Yes. And even if you're going through a hard time, we both have gone through challenging times. Like, it's okay. But leaning into that, what they say in the counseling world is your network of support.
Okay.
And I would imagine that you would say something similar, leaning into your network of support. Those people, when I cannot remember who I am and I'm struggling, I will call my sister or, reach out to the therapist or reach out to the coach or the friend or use this as a reminder and a resource because Joyfully Free is, yes, it's a podcast currently, but I want it to be more. Yeah. I want it to be a network of support for people along their journey. So anyway, I'm just so tickled that you came. Okay, I do have a couple rapid fire questions because I want to know. It's not anything crazy. Okay. I promise. 1, what is your go-to morning routine?
I don't have one.
Love it. Coffee or tea?
It depends on the time of the year.
Got it. Favorite book?
Right now, I am reading Rick Warren's. Oh, God.
The Purpose-Driven Life?
I'm rereading it. Yep.
I love that. Okay. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
My goodness. Oh, gosh. I have no idea.
Okay.
I have to travel more. I don't know.
Yes, travel more. 2 more. What is your guilty pleasure? That could be sugar. TV, food. Oh, you said sugar?
Sugar, but okay. Reality TV.
What? Why you look so
like
sad?
The Real Housewives of Potomac.
Woo! Yeah. Okay, I know a couple of people like that too.
Okay, perfect. What's one thing you can't live without?
Oh my goodness, it's so hard. I'll say family. I can't live without.
Yeah, that's good.
Just, communication with family, even if they're not close by. Okay.
What did I just read? What's the best advice you've ever received?
This is not rapid fire. No, I'll do it. Who? So it wasn't advice, but it was a plaque. Words of affirmation is one of my love languages. It was a plaque that I had in my room for years. It was dance like no one's watching, sing like no one's listening.
Okay.
Yes, sure. And then love like you've never been hurt.
That's a book too. We'll get
Is that a book?
There's a book called that.
Ooh, I would love to know about that.
Okay. One more.
Sure.
Or 2. Favorite season: summer, fall, winter, or spring?
Fall, y'all.
All right, and what's your go-to comfort food?
So bad. Either some random QT ice cream. I will sit in the car and have or just French fries from really not anywhere, but sometimes I'll do. Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is good, but really, it's really the ones with the seasoning. So your Zaxby's,
Bojangles, seasoned fries.
No, Zaxby's. We could maybe do a cookout. Okay. It's really the crinkle fries.
Gotcha.
Really great crinkle. But nice try with the Bojangles. I don't know what that is.
The seasoned fries are I promise you,
change your life.
Fresh. We'll talk about it. You're going to try it.
There is a place that we do not have locally that is more maybe Georgia, Alabama. Okay. It's Checkers and Rallies.
We used to have a Checkers in Greenville.
Well, I am really glad that you came on the podcast because, every episode is different.
For sure.
We're getting started again, but I love the theme this year is begin again.
Yeah.
So I am glad that you're beginning again. I'm glad that you're pursuing your dreams and your passions and you're pivoting with grace.
Yes, thank you.
And so for anyone who wants to reach out to you or get in contact with, maybe they find themselves in a situation where they are needing some family and child resources, how can they find you?
All right. So the blog website is And Another Thing.
Oh.
Let's see. My Facebook is Jordan Wright. And then my Instagram is _Nikki Wright. So those are ways people can keep up with me.
I love it. Yeah. I want to know all the things about you on your journey of becoming.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing your journey with us. And thank you for watching. We're so glad that you're here and you came. And until next time, be sure to pursue your joy and live authentically free. See you later.